Hey Mavs fans, welcome back to another exciting episode of Mavs Insider, your one-stop shop for all things Dallas Mavericks. Today, we've got some pretty intriguing news coming out of the Mavs camp, and you definitely want to stay tuned because it could mean big things for the rest of the season. But before we dive into the details, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and leave your thoughts in the comments below. Let's keep this conversation going. After all, we're all in this together as Mavericks fans, right? All right, let's get to the good stuff. Anthony Davis looking pretty good. What does this mean for the Mavericks? The big news today comes from NBA insider Mark Stein, who's reporting that Anthony Davis is looking pretty good as he recovers from his adductor injury. And let me tell you, this could be a game changer for the Dallas Mavericks. We all know the situation with Davis. He was sidelined early in his Mavs career after a standout performance against the Houston Rockets, where he played 31 minutes, scoring 26 points, grabbing 16 rebounds, dishing out 7 assists, and blocking 3 shots. Yeah, he made quite the impact right out of the gate. But then, just like that, he suffered an adductor injury that threw a wrench in his momentum and left Mavs fans holding their breath. Fast forward to today, and it seems like Davis is making significant progress in his recovery. According to Stein, Davis recently participated in some 2-on-2 play over the weekend, his first on-court action since the injury. And the word around the camp is that he's looking pretty good. That's right, folks. The Anthony Davis we were all hoping to see back on the court might be closer to returning than we thought. Could Davis be ready to play before the end of the season? Here's where it gets even more exciting. Mark Stein suggests that it's almost certain Davis will be ready to play in an NBA game before the end of the season. This is huge for the Mavs, especially considering their current position in the standings. Dallas is currently sitting at 10th place in the Western Conference with a record of 32-33, which means they're still in the playoff hunt, but every game matters more than ever. Imagine adding a player of Davis' caliber back into the lineup, someone who, when healthy, can easily drop 20-plus points a game, dominate on the boards, and provide elite defense. His presence alone could push the Mavericks back into the playoff picture, and let's be real, with Luka Doncic leading the charge and Davis by his side, the Mavs could quickly become a dangerous team in the West. What to expect from Anthony Davis when he returns? If you need a refresher on just how good Davis is when he's at his best, let's take a look at his career averages. 24.2 points, 10.7 rebounds, 2.5 assists, 1.3 steals, and 2.3 blocks per game. That's a player who can do it all: score, defend, facilitate. And his ability to impact the game on both ends of the floor is exactly what the Mavericks need to take their play to the next level. Now, I know some of you might be thinking, but he's been injured, how can we rely on him? Well, here's the thing. Davis is a professional. He's been in the league since 2012 and has battled through injuries before. If his recovery continues on track and he's able to return to his previous form, he could be the piece the Mavs need to make a deep playoff push. Let's also not forget that this is a guy who was part of the Lakers' championship run in 2020. The experience, the leadership, and the championship pedigree he brings to the table could prove invaluable to the Mavs, especially in a postseason scenario. What about his move to Dallas? Now, before we get too carried away, we do need to acknowledge one thing. This trade that sent Anthony Davis to Dallas wasn't exactly what he expected. In fact, in a recent interview, Davis admitted he was blindsided by the Mavericks-Lakers trade involving him and Luka Doncic. Davis said, "The front office has to do what it has to do, and obviously they're going to do what's best for the organization. I moved on. I got a wife and kids to worry about. You know what I'm saying?" It's clear that Davis has a lot on his plate, trying to adjust to life in Dallas, but it seems like he's already embracing the challenge. The Mavs might not have been his first choice, but it's all about moving forward and focusing on what's next. And what's next could be a very exciting stretch of games for him and the Mavericks. Why does this matter for the Mavericks? So why is this all so important for Dallas? The Mavs have been struggling to find consistency this season, especially with Kyrie Irving's injury ruling him out for the remainder of the year due to an ACL tear. That's a huge blow to their hopes of a deep playoff run. But adding Anthony Davis back to the mix could be the answer to getting back on track. Davis's ability to stretch the floor, protect the rim, and create opportunities on offense could be exactly what Luka Doncic needs to take the pressure off him. With Davis by his side, Luka could have more space to operate, knowing he has a proven star to rely on in the paint. And let's not forget the Mavericks' depth. While the team has had its struggles, they still have a solid supporting cast that can contribute. If Davis can stay healthy and fit into the Mavs system, they could surprise a lot of teams in the West. So, where does this leave us? Well, the return of Anthony Davis could be a game changer for the Dallas Mavericks. With the playoffs in sight, and Luka playing at an MVP level, adding a player of Davis' caliber into the fold could be exactly what the team needs to make a deep run. Of course, it all depends on his health, but the fact that he's looking pretty good right now is incredibly promising. Let me know what you think, Mavs fans. Are you excited to see Anthony Davis back on the floor with Luka? And do you think this team has what it takes to make a push for the playoffs? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And of course, if you enjoyed this video, make sure to like and subscribe to Mavs Insider for all the latest news, updates, and analysis on your Dallas Mavericks. We've got a lot more to talk about as the season unfolds, and we'll be here to keep you in the loop every step of the way. Until next time, let's go Mavs.